Evelyn. Hi.
15-month-old baby Evelyn Boswell, a beautiful blue-eyed toddler from Tennessee, being raised by her teen mom Megan, goes missing with an Amber Alert issued on February 19th, 2020.
We remain committed and continue to do everything possible to find out what happened to Evelyn. And as always, as soon as relevant information and accurate information, I want to really reiterate that. As it comes to us, we will get that out as soon as possible, okay? Anyone with relevant information concerning Evelyn's whereabouts are asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
But that Amber Alert was not issued on the day she went missing. Baby Evelyn actually disappeared in late 2019. And her mom said she didn't report her missing because she knew the person who had her and did not want them to take off with her.
I've told TBI where to find her in Mendota. My mom took her to a campground and a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm gonna go find her myself. Just bring her back. I just want her back, that's all I want. I've been so long without her, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, why didn't you report it missing earlier? Because my mom threatened me, and I just want her back. That's all I can think about is how much I just want her back.
But investigators were not buying Megan Boswell's stories.
Aware that we've received a number of conflicting, inaccurate statements from the mother, Megan Boswell, Evelyn's mother.
What happens next is a strange string of events. First, Evelyn's grandmother, Angela, is arrested with her boyfriend in North Carolina for possession of a stolen vehicle, which was part of the Amber Alert. Then Evelyn's mom is arrested in Tennessee for making false statements.
We determined that some of the statements Megan Boswell provided to us were false. Many of the false statements that Megan made delayed our investigations and also impeded our investigations on trying to find Evelyn. As a result, she has been charged with false reporting.
Any questions about that? Ms. Boswell, any questions about that?
Then big breaking news. 2 weeks after Evelyn was reported missing, a toddler's remains are found.
This evening, we received information that led TBI agents and Sullivan County detectives to a property belonging to a family member of Evelyn's mother in the 500 block of Muddy Creek Road in Blumpville. During the search, investigators discovered human remains believed to be those of a 15-month-old girl. The remains will be sent for an autopsy and a positive identification.
So now the question is, what happened to baby Evelyn and who is responsible? And according to prosecutors, it's baby Evelyn's mother, Megan Boswell. She's been charged with the murder, and she was in court today. And joining us tonight from WJHL in Knoxville, Tennessee, is reporter Kaylin Cluck, who was at the courthouse today. Kaylin, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
All right, so today's hearing, what did you observe today, and how did Megan Boswell look?
Well, Megan Boswell actually appeared over Zoom due to a heavy amount of COVID-19 cases in our region here in Sullivan County, Tennessee. Today, we learned that Megan's next court appearance will be January 22nd. This is when the state is supposed to announce whether or not they'll seek enhanced punishment for her. So this could include the death penalty, life without parole, or neither.
That's interesting. Let's take a listen to the district attorney speaking today about that issue.
Your Honor, as discovery has been our main focus and been very voluminous, but we've turned over that to Mr. Sproles earlier this week. There's still a little bit left, but the vast majority of it has been now turned over to Mr. Sproles. And as far as the enhanced punishment, I would ask the court, because our focus has been on collecting to discovery, getting convinced that we have another final announcement date on the enhanced punishment.
Well, I'll also note that for the record that the COVID-19 numbers are really going crazy here in this county. Has that inhibited you from being able to
that has slowed down a lot
make
of
the
our
decision?
Visiting, having sit-down conversations with individuals has been limited. We've tried to limit it because of the numbers in our office. We still do see people, but it's we've curtailed that, and this is one of those things where we need to have a conversation, and it needs to be in person. So it'd be much preferred to maybe if we could roll this over to late January or February, unless Mr. Sproul has any objection.
No, Judge, we don't have any objection to that, and I concur. We've been focused on the discovery and just having it for a few days. I can see how much it is, and I'm sure that they work diligently on it. So I don't have any objection at all to that, Judge. All right. How about January 22nd?
All right, so sometime before we find out if this is a death penalty case, but Caitlin, you're there in the community. This is such a huge story. Give us a sense of how big a story this is, and what are folks in the community saying about this as a potential death penalty case?
Well, Evelyn Boswell definitely remains on the hearts of everyone here in the community and beyond. Recently, or if Evelyn were still alive today, we would have celebrated her second birthday. And so recently, community members gathered together. They visited her grave, brought balloons, flowers. The community certainly wants justice for her, and they're certainly eager to see what is going to happen with regard to Megan Boswell, whether or not the death penalty will be sought, and whether or not this case is going to trial. And by all indication from what we learned in court today, talking to the district attorney general afterwards and Megan Boswell's attorney, it looks like this case will be going to trial.
You know, the other issue will be, all right, where is this case going to be held as well, right? That's another issue that's out there, whether or not it can be tried locally, but because of all the publicity, sometimes I like to move these cases. Was there any discussion today about that?
That's right. Well, Megan Boswell's attorney, Brad Sproles, he has motioned for a change of venue in this case. Hopefully, we'll learn on that January 22nd date as well, whether or not this will be granted. Mr. Sproles is currently compiling affidavits, he said, in order to kind of present the case that, yes, this has received substantial media attention, and it could be tried if they're successful in a surrounding county or even farther out. He told us today it will likely stay in the state of Tennessee, though.
Let's take a listen to the defense attorney today talking about discovery, specifically the autopsy results.
If the court could address one issue, based on the prior order of the court, some of the documents, including the autopsy, were sealed. I think that was at the request of the parties. It was an agreement, Judge. Am I free to provide Ms. Boswell with a copy of that? Or how do you want me to handle that, Judge? We don't have any objection. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'll leave that up to you. I mean, I feel like she ought to have one, but I just didn't want to go against the court's order. No, I mean, I'm sure you got it in discovery, and if you're going to give discovery materials to your client, I don't have a problem.
All right, kind of surprised that wasn't handed over already, but I guess it will happen. So how give us an idea, because the judge mentioned it. I mean, how bad is the outbreak there right now, and is there any indication as to when things might start up again in courtrooms in your area?
Well, we have obviously seen court appearances play out over Zoom like Megan's did today. There was recently an outbreak at the Sullivan County Jail, and Megan has been there since her arrest in February. But again, we asked today when we could possibly see this case go to trial. They really couldn't give us an answer. All we know is that on January 22nd, we're hoping to find out if the state will be seeking that enhanced punishment against her. But before that can happen, state prosecutors have to finish reviewing all that evidence. The defense has to finish reviewing all that evidence. Megan Boswell's attorney, Brad Sproles, told us today he only received a hard drive with all that evidence on it just 2 days ago. So there's a lot to go through. We know the files are voluminous. Additionally, the district attorney general, Barry Stavis, here in Sullivan County, he said that he plans to meet with the Boswell family or members of the Boswell family. That will include Tommy Boswell, who is Megan's father and Evelyn's grandfather, ahead of making that decision on whether or not to seek enhanced punishment. He said this is something that was important for them to do. It will be a difficult conversation, but it's one that they needed to have. So we're also
Absolutely.
expecting that to happen.
Kaylin Cluck from WJHL in Knoxville. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.